Hello and welcome to the Mixing Middle Awards. We are so happy you've joined us today. My name is Sarah Stevens and I am one of the co-chairs of the competition and an Urbanarium board member.
Hi, I'm Shirley Shen, and I served as one of the jurors on the Mixing Middle competition. With my partner Travis Hanks, our firm, Hexity Studio Architecture, was one of the winners of the previous Urbanarium competition, the Missing Middle.
I would like to begin this event by acknowledging that I am speaking to you today as a settler on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh. The competition sites that the Urbanarium selected also included lands that are the traditional and ancestral lands of the Coquitlam, the Semiahmoo, the Katzie, the Kwantlen, the Kaikwat, and the Tsawwassen nations. The Urbanarium is in active discussions about how we can begin reconciling our relationship to colonialism, reflecting and honoring Indigenous perspectives, and engaging with Indigenous communities where we work in appropriate and meaningful ways. As an organization whose work is inextricable from land, culture, and people, we know this is important work we must do.
Today's awards announcement is a chance to celebrate the outstanding entries in the competition and to acknowledge the hard work of all those who took the time to submit proposals. Sarah and I will be sharing the honorable mentions and awarding the third prize.
The idea for the Mixing Middle competition was to continue what we started with the Missing Middle, recognizing the immense challenges of low-density residential neighborhoods and catalyzing change by putting innovative design ideas into broader circulation with the architecture, planning, and design communities, as well as with the broader public and government. Where the Missing Middle offered alternatives to low-density housing by increasing the number of units in residential-only zones, the Mixing Middle competition recognizes another challenges of residential-only zones. Not only are they too low density, they are monocultural zones lacking in many amenities and activities that would benefit residents.
The competition called for entries that would challenge these conditions while recognizing the existing policy landscape and calling for strategic changes to policies that could open up new potential in these existing neighborhoods. The entries we received were fantastic, thoughtful, exciting, and ranged from easily implementable today to more radical visions for a future world.
Each entry was assigned one of 4 sites in the Lower Mainland. The jury reviewed all 44 entries and decided to award 4 honorable mentions with a $1,500 prize each. These are, in no particular order.
The first honorable mention goes to Module X, Coquitlam site, by SXLA, Summer Xia Liu and Jerry Kuo of Vancouver. The jury appreciated the appealing user-centric approach to design. The flex and modular living designs are thoughtful and usable, as well as beautiful. Congratulations.
Our second honorable mention goes to Biophilia, the Vancouver site, by Air Studio, Inga Roker, Robin Gray Thompson, Yang Yang, Andrea Hoff, and Jessica Chen of Vancouver. The jury most appreciated the presentation's use of the graphic novel genre to communicate the ideas. The approach was sympathetic and even poetic in its concerns for sustainability, and the emphasis on dialogue and storytelling as part of community building made for a very strong entry. Congratulations.
The third honorable mention goes to Do It Together, Surrey site, by Parley Collective, Haley Zhu, Felix Chung, Rachel Cohen-Murison, and Evelyn Lam of Toronto. The jury was drawn to the artistic sensibility, both in the design of the proposed pavilions and in the drawings themselves. One vertical multi-page drawing had an immersive quality that described the changing seasons and unfolding of daily life in the community. It was remarkable. Congratulations.
Our final honorable mention goes to Octopus Architecture, who worked on the Vancouver site, by Jessica Little and Michael Nauer of Burnaby. The jury was impressed with this scheme for its approach to social sustainability and for being in tune with the policy changes it would require. It addressed issues of sustainability, as well as focusing on different types of ownership and tenure that recognize the range of challenges within the thorny problem of affordability. Congratulations to these honorable mention winners.
And now, the third place winner. This is a $3,000 prize, and it goes to the submission Simple Small Things First, Surrey site, by Team CR, Taylor Castagnon-Rumebi and Vince Castagnon-Rumebi of Burnaby. Taylor and Vince are a husband and wife team. Taylor is an interior designer and Vince is an architect. Vince did his master's at UBC and Taylor went to Kwantlen Polytechnic.
The jury appreciated the proposal's incremental densification of the lot and its rethinking of the cul-de-sac form. They were also very interested in the proposed new zoning designation that would empower communities and enroll the municipalities in setting the framework. It's an edited solution that enhances community vitality through incremental design moves that treat facades, landscapes, and thresholds.
Congratulations, and here's Taylor and Vince.
Hi, my name is Vince Castanon-Remebe, and I'm an architect.
Hi, I'm Taylor Castanon-Remebe, and I'm an interior designer, and we both are based here in Vancouver.
First of all, we'd really like to thank the jury and the organizers for putting together such a great competition. We're really excited to be receiving an award today, and also incredibly proud to be part of such a talented cohort, so congratulations to everyone.
When we first heard about the Mixing Middle competition, we were super excited and inspired by this concept. This is something that we've been thinking about both individually and together, and wanted to use this as an opportunity to explore and test out some of those ideas. So our project, Simple Small Things First, is looking at how can we use our simple things as a catalyst for change in communities.
We're really looking forward to seeing the rest of the projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Taylor and Vince. It's great to hear from you. And now, here's Marta and Catherine.
Thank you, Sarah and Shirley. And on to the second place prize. The jury decided to have 2 second place winners who will each receive $4,000.
And what a surprise that the planners panel, when they got together with the main jury, found that they had chosen the same 2 teams that were given second prize by the main jury. And they're going to be sharing the $10,000 planners prize.
There is a main jury consisting primarily of registered architects, as this is a competition sanctioned by the AIBC.
And we also have a planners advisory group made up of planners from the 4 municipalities where the sites were located for the competition, and a chair who is an expert planner from an urban design background.
Our first team, who shares both second place and the planners prize, is Co-Living Quadplex, Coquitlam site, by Team Altforma Architecture, Cedric Jacques and River Hughes from Vancouver. We need to mention that Cedric Hughes has been a stellar supporter of urbanarium competitions. He was a winner last round in the Missing Middle. The Altforma project looks at policies that are more inclusive, handled the human scale very well, the softer edges where you can imagine the social aspect being very successful. Both the planners and architects commended the concentration of mixed use at some intersections to create nodes that would support the synergies among activities and support residential development in between. Here is Cedric Hughes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our studio / live work / office, meeting room, home gym, garden center, chapel for smudging rituals. We are so excited to see the mashup video that came out a few days ago with all the participants, kind of sneak peek view of what some people had sent in. We want to send a huge congratulations to all the teams and individuals that participated in this, and who we know share an interest and passion in good design and city making. My teammate River couldn't be here tonight, but we're both super excited. When we submitted, at the end we realized that no one single proposal could solve all of the missing middle or mixing middle challenges, and that in each entry there was something that we could learn and build off of. So we feel humbled by the enormity of this competition. Our own proposal around building neighborhood nodes stem from sober moments in the last year that where we acknowledged personal physical and mental health challenges. And so for us, we wanted to draw from that. Struggle is the teacher that no one wants. but we wanted to learn from this experience. So the architecture wanted to enhance places for connection to people who are closest to us, to be connected to nature, and to support local businesses that are familiar, and that could be walked to. We feel the time is ripe for traditional neighborhoods to participate more broadly in this urban and common interest of the public. And we know that doesn't take only designers and planners, but policymakers, developers, the media, the public, all together to participate. So on behalf of Altforma Architecture, I'd like to thank the Urbanarium and its sponsors for making this space available to challenge us. And to the jury and the planner advisory group, as well as to all the individuals behind the scenes working incredibly hard to make this possible, we would like to offer our gratitude for that. We know the challenges will not be solved overnight, that this is kind of an incremental evolutionary kind of change, but we're hopeful. We're hopeful with competitions like these that the discussion and that ideas can help move us forward. So thank you very much, and I hope everyone has a great evening.
Thank you, Cedric. The second team to share these awards is Mixed Model on the Vancouver site. The team is Via Rediscover, and the 5 members of that team will introduce themselves in a minute. The scheme is built on an established greenway, 30th Avenue in Vancouver, with the intention of increasing density and adding an interesting mix of mixed use. The residential scheme also incorporates mixed use in 3 different ways. There are stores and shops and eating establishments along the greenway at the front of the house. There are laneway uses at the lane, and also publicly accessible courtyards where artist studios are available for the public to visit. Here is Team Via Rediscover to accept their award.
Hi, we are Via Rediscover. I'm Ann Lissett.
I'm Kat He.
Ani Wahabi.
Schumacher.
And Stephanie Coleridge.
Our concept is mixed modal, co-housing, co-working, co-active. We'd like to thank the Urbanarium and the jury. We're honored and delighted to be recognized among such strong competition, and we look forward to checking out all the exciting ideas submitted.
We really appreciate all of the behind the scenes work that the Urbanarium does to run these interesting ideas competitions and the forum for urban discourse they create.
The competition has allowed us to step away from our day-to-day work, from our nonstop Teams meetings, and stretch our minds in exploring different concepts for improving the way we live in our adopted home of Vancouver.
The design challenge was really meaningful, and we found a lot of joy collaborating as a multidisciplinary team.
We also want to thank VIA for providing technical resource support and our colleagues for acting as a sounding board for our team's early concepts.
Again, thank you to the jury, the competitors, and the Urbanarium.
Thank you, Via Rediscover.
Both teams receive $4,000 each for second place and half of the $10,000 planner's prize for a total of $9,000 each.
Congratulations to both teams. We want to thank the juries. First of all, the Planners Advisory Group, comprised of Genevieve Butcher, who's the Director of Community Planning for the City of Coquitlam, Michael Epp, Director of Planning for the City of North Vancouver, Anne McLean, the City Architect of the City of Surrey, Neil Rushowski, Director of Community Planning at the City of Vancouver, and Gary Hack, who was the chair and is a professor emeritus of urban design from several U.S. universities, including MIT.
The jury consists of Katarina Gomez, Senior Planner, Vancouver Park Board, Colette Griffiths, owner of the Federal Store, Travis Hanks, Architect, AIBC, Richard Henriquez, Architect, AIBC, Jennifer Lippa, Architect, AIBC, Paul Lebowski, Architect, AIBC, Tracy McTavish, architect, AIBC. Rebecca Myers, PhD candidate, School of Community and Regional Planning. Shirley Shen, registered architect, Washington. Ding Yu, project manager, Parks Planning, City of Port Moody. Now, we all must thank Richard Henriquez, not only the jury chair, but the chair of the Urbanarium. Thank you, Richard.
Hello, everyone. I'm Richard Henriquez, chair of the board of the Urbanarium. It is my honor to present the $10,000 first prize for the Urbanarium Mixing Middle competition. I first want to acknowledge and thank our co-presenting sponsors, West Group and Peter Wessick, president. Peter is a true believer and a huge ongoing supporter of the Urbanarium, and one of our valued advisors. With ongoing funding, West Group has encouraged us to build our capacity so that we can become a permanent institution in Metro Vancouver. Scotiabank, our second co-presenting sponsor, thank you, Karen Suze, Director, Community Investment Funds at Scotiabank, and everyone at Scotiabank for their significant sponsorship. The fund supports social and economic community building for young, old, and new Canadians. I want to recognize our competition partners for their support and collaboration. The Architectural Institute of British Columbia, BC Housing, Microsoft, UBC Sala, the Real Estate Foundation of British Columbia, Rethink Communications, and Small Housing BC. And the participating municipalities within which the 4 sites for the competition are located. Thank you, City of Coquitlam, City of North Vancouver, City of Surrey, and the City of Vancouver. Thank you, each and every one of the 19 firms, our friends and colleagues who contributed financially, and whose names are on the screen at this time. And now, the first prize winner, Lots in Common, designed by Team Contingent. The scheme was a very well designed and presented entry that proposed a kit of parts and a strategy for dealing with different site conditions in North Vancouver neighborhood. The jury thought that the scheme was very community focused. They were impressed that it challenged the privatization of space and ownership. The mixed-use spaces proposed fostered inclusion, space for social engagement. A resident would become an individual within a larger community, not alone, there being a sense of communal use as well as ownership. There was a deep sensitivity to sustainability issues. Amazing diagrams were used to illustrate a thoughtful and forward-looking consideration of the habitats of all the living things in the city. The jury admired the proposal to put 3 individual pavilions with 3 open spaces between, and thought that the form of development created an appropriate residential scale that would work well with mixed-use frontages, which are located at the street and the lane, creating opportunities for flexibility of use. The team members are Nicole Sylvia, Roy Cloutier, Laurence Vache. Congratulations again. These 3 young people met while studying for their masters at the architecture school at UBC. In 2017, the 3 founded Contingent Collaborative, a design research cooperative, focused on collectivity and the city. I will now ask the winning team to say a few words.
Thanks for the introduction, and thanks to the jury for this amazing award. We're so thrilled to be receiving it. I'm Nicole, this is Roy and Lawrence, and together we're Contingent, a design and research collaborative. We're particularly excited because this is a culmination of a long-running research thread that we've been pursuing regarding collectivity in the city.
So during this competition, we spent a lot of time walking through the laneways of Vancouver and the side streets of Tokyo. We were really inspired by the window into everyday life that these spaces provide, their rich variety of activities and uses, their conviviality as spaces where people come together informally, the fact that they have a geography within the city, an urban network that you can trace on a map, And perhaps most of all, the way that they seem less defined by the real estate market and more by what brings people joy. This all stuck in our minds as we were developing our proposal. We really wanted to capture and maintain that character while finding ways also to extend it to a new and broader range of inhabitants.
We are optimistic that this project can be a step toward a more convivial future in which people have the ability to make and remake their city. We also hope that our work will contribute to the dialogue within the city about new ways of living together, and we look forward to seeing what comes next. Finally, congratulations to the other teams for all their thoughtful proposals, and thanks again to the Urbanarium.
It is a very great pleasure and honor to acknowledge and thank the Urbanarium Committee that organized this competition over the better part of last year. Martha Fairwag, Catherine Alkenbrack, Sarah Stevens, and Zoe Acton. They handled myriad of straightforward and complex issues and logistics. Overseeing the whole project was our executive director, Amy Nugent. Amy, thank you for a difficult job well done. Over the past year and a half that you have been at the Urbanarium, you have led us to a whole new level. John Hemsworth, architect, has been the professional advisor for the competition. He stick-handled the approvals needed for a sanctioned AIBC competition and directed the adjudication process. Thank you, John, for your contribution. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the 146 individuals on 44 teams who contributed somewhere in the area of 15 to 20,000 hours of their time, sharing their ideas and talents within their submissions. They represent a generation of designers who I can predict with a high degree of certainty will take leadership roles in envisioning and shaping a more humanistic and sustainable world in the future. So congratulations, everyone, and thank you for being part of this exciting project.
Fundamental remixing. Remixing.
Redesigning cul-de-sacs to be landmarks of the neighborhood.
Providing strong public space, indoors and outdoors.
That shares its creative, financial, and other kinds of capital.
Fundamental remixing.